Bonjour, this is Pierre from French Moments, and in this video I'll take you for a walk through the streets of the village of Oppedet in Provence. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It really supports the channel and helps us bring more unique content to you. Also, if you haven't already, click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest videos. I am currently standing in the car park of Les Belvédères, located 300 meters south of the village. This spot allows us to start our exploration with breathtaking views of the famous Oppedet Gorges. Two viewpoints were built in 1951 to enable us to get a closer look at the ravine. The Oppedet Gorges are the result of long-term erosion by the Calavon River. The river has carved its bed into a limestone mass, creating a canyon that is 100 to 150 meters deep and 2.5 kilometers long. One must not be afraid of heights to stand here. Yes, I am prone to vertigo, and what I'm doing to capture this film is quite a feat. Now let's head towards the village. To do this, we must follow a small road that runs along the gorges. This is the Montée du Cimetière, which, as its name suggests, passes by the village cemetery. We are in the Alpes de Haute-Provence department, very far from the city. In fact, Oppedet is lost in the Upper Provence countryside, and one arrives here after a long journey on small roads. The village is perched on a rocky promontory at the entrance of the Calavon Gorges at an altitude of 525 meters, forming a picturesque site. This is indeed a wild setting of limestone rocks and gorges carved by the Calavon River. We have now arrived at the first houses of the village. To begin the village tour, let's head towards the town hall. It is located outside the historic village at the end of the Rue de la Fontaine. Here's the Route de Banon, the way I came by car. And in front of us is the Opedette Town Hall. This is a charming little stone building with blue shutters. Let's turn back. On the left we can see the small war memorial. During ancient times, a Celto-Ligurian oppidum was built on the rocky spur overlooking the gorges carved by the Calavon. It is believed that the village's name derives from this structure, oppidum becoming Opedette. In fact, the village's location on the heights was linked to a desire for defense, but we must not forget that it was also likely due to the presence of water, which is rare on the limestone plateaus. The water supply comes from an elevated spring captured more than 2 kilometers away. The forced water supply feeds a reservoir, a fountain, and a covered washhouse. Until 1958, the fountain remained the village's only water source. The village has about 50 inhabitants. In the mid-19th century, there were nearly 250 residents. The only shop in the village is a small refreshment bar that replaced the old cafe. The village does not have any exceptional monuments. For instance, the Saint-Didier Church dates only from 1834. But it is primarily the charm of this typical mid-mountain Provençal village that stands out here. One discovers stone houses lining narrow streets. Here we are at the village square, La Place du Village. Do you see the small structure embedded to the right of the church door? It is an altar to the god Mars dating from the Roman era. We have reached the end of the village. We are at the tip of the promontory, enjoying a spectacular view of the gorges. The gorges are the destination of superb hikes. A 7-kilometer route allows you to explore them on foot and descend all the way down to the riverbank. The enclosed gorges create ideal conditions for the development of cliff-dwelling fauna and the nesting of the eagle owl. In the Calavon gorges, where Protestant assemblies were held, seats and a pulpit were carved into the rock. We will now turn back and take the same route to return to the Viewpoint car park. Oppedet was once a land of vineyards and olive trees, but since the mid-20th century, these cultivations have been abandoned. You can still find a few grape wines, but they are only good for table grapes. If you're watching this on YouTube and you've been to this part of Provence, I'd love to hear about your experiences in Oppedet. Drop a comment below and tell us what you loved about it. Thank you for taking part in this discovery walk with me. It was a real pleasure to help you discover the village of Oppedet in Provence. I'll see you soon for other adventures. À bientôt!